Now we're going to break down what the OTC market is, how to work on it, how to make money on it, and go over all the details. We'll look at a ready-made strategy, the tools you should use in this market when it operates. In short, we'll cover everything from A to Z, and accordingly, after this video, you'll be able to make money on the OTC market. So get comfortable, and let's get started. Let's just, for example, open a trade on the OTC market. I'm choosing the currency pair Australian dollar, Swiss franc. I go to the booster bot, select this currency pair, and set the trade time to 1 minute. Now all that's left is to wait for my signal. I get a sell signal with pretty good percentages. And right from here, I open a sell trade. Look, we have a few options. We can work independently. That is, for example, we analyze the market ourselves, study the chart, and then, accordingly, open trades. The second option is that we can work with the bot. Here, too, I'll explain what exactly these percentages mean, and most importantly, how do you actually activate this robot when OTC isn't working for us. Look, since we all have different time zones, most of our markets operate on European time. So, when it's daytime in Europe, the markets are open. When it's night in Europe, the markets are closed. Accordingly, in America, for example, we have to adjust to that market. When everything is closed during the day for us, we need to work on OTC. So, a trading robot is an excellent solution. But that's just one of the solutions. We can use strategies and indicators together. Yes, you can get even more strategies and indicators right away by following the link in the description to our Telegram channel. So just go right now to the link in the description to our Telegram channel, and there you'll find more strategies and more indicators specifically for the OTC market. If you have any questions, just message our managers. They'll help you out and answer all your questions. Alright, let's say you've decided to use the bot. So, let's break down what the bot is responsible for. We have 3 parameters. Well, actually 4. The first one is the trade direction. So we've chosen a 1-minute trade. Accordingly, we get a signal to sell. The second factor is the success of entering the trade. Since the OTC market is very unstable, sometimes there are these kinds of price gaps. So sometimes the market behaves very chaotically. Like here, for example, you need to understand that this is an abnormal movement when something like this happens. Accordingly, the booster bot will warn you whether it's a good entry point or not. Okay, the third is a reversal, the probability of a reversal. If the booster bot sees, for example, that on the OTC either the pattern is changing or something is happening that we can't read ourselves, but it can detect with its algorithms. And, for example, this pattern is supposed to go down, but at some point, the pattern might change and suddenly go against us. Then it will show us a probability with very high percentages. For example, starting from 40, this mostly works for 3-minute and 5-minute intervals. For 1 minute, it's not as critical since everything plays out very quickly. And the fourth, final parameter is volatility. Basically, this parameter tells us whether it's worth opening a 1-minute trade or not. Because if the volatility is less than 40, then it's better to skip this signal and work with 3-minute or 5-minute trades. If, for example, the last parameter is above 40, the second parameter is below 40, and the first parameter is above 70, then we open the trade. If any of the parameters are higher or lower, then you need to act according to the situation. I'll show you an example of this next. Since there really are different situations where we can ignore these rules, let's take a look at another trade with the booster bot. I'm choosing the currency pair Australian dollar to Canadian dollar. I go to the booster bot, select this currency pair, and set the trade time to 1 minute again. I get a buy signal with excellent percentages, and right from here, I open a buy trade. If we were trading on a regular financial market right now, I would have skipped this situation, because there's just too strong of a momentum happening at the moment. A buy signal. Everything is clear here. The percentages are good, 85, 86. There's a chance at a reversal, but it's not very high. And by the way, our volatility is 34. Since these 2 parameters are very good, and the volatility is low, I still took the risk and opened my buy trade. So, you can actually ignore a certain factor if all the other factors are really good. By the way, right now you can activate this bot using the link in the description. It's available to all our subscribers. So go to the link in the description and activate this robot. We specifically created it for our community. We tested it for a long time and spent a lot of time developing it. And when you follow the link in the description to activate this robot, it will immediately give you all the instructions on how to use it and how to trade with it. Honestly, it's all very simple. Activation literally takes just 10 minutes, but you need to understand that it's not available to everyone. In other words, it makes our trading much easier. It doesn't have automated trading, since that's against the rules, so it only does analysis. Basically, if you want the same kind of automated robot, then go to the link in the description and activate it right now. Another $1,500 land in my balance, and let's open one more trade. I'm choosing the next currency pair, Euro, Swiss franc. Let's see how this currency pair performs on the OTC market. I select it in the booster bot and get a sell signal. And by the way, the percentages here are low, so I'm going to skip this signal. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention that on the OTC market, we mainly use either 15-second candles or 5-second candles to get a really good entry point. If you're just starting out trading, I recommend you use 15-second candles, but if you want a more professional approach, let's open the next trade on 5 seconds. That will be our best entry point. Also, I recommend trading on the OTC market for 1 minute, or at most 3 minutes, when using the booster bot. Yes, it can analyze for 5 minutes too, but because of high volatility, there can sometimes be some slippage. Now let's switch the currency pair and look for the best entry point on 5 seconds. The next currency pair is the British pound, Japanese yen. I go to the booster bot, select this currency pair, and set the trade time, as usual, to 1 minute. I get a buy signal. Here, the percentages are good, and the reversal percentages are low, so we definitely wait for the new 5-second candle, and right from there, we open a 1-minute trade. There's a very high chance that when a new 5-second candle opens, we'll get a really strong slippage. For example, here you want to open a sell trade at this price level, and accordingly, if you wait for the new 5-second candle, in other words, you get the signal in a moment, and then the price makes this kind of move, so you enter right here on the new candle, and the price goes up. So all of this movement is already your advantage. In other words, there really is a difference. For example, entering here or here. And as I said, it's better to wait for a new 5-second candle. So there will be 2 5-second candles, and that's what we get. Yes, again, for the most part, the price will move a lot on the OTC market, but this method really works. And in cases where there are some unclear impulses, especially when there's a lot of volatility during signals, this situation can really save you and give you a better entry point. Another $1,800. Awesome. Let's move on to the next trade. Now I'm choosing the British pound dollar. Here I have some levels marked from a long time ago. I go to the booster bot, select this currency pair, and set the trade time to 1 minute. And while I'm waiting for the signal, let me remind you that you can get this trading robot right now via the link in the description. So go ahead and activate the booster bot. You'll be able to make money with it on the OTC market without any trading knowledge. Really, any beginner can start earning with it if they dedicate at least 2 hours a day. Then it's a great tool to start trading. By the way, about the signal. I just got a buy signal. There are high percentages on a successful trade, average percentages on a reversal, and the volatility is good too. So in this case, I'm ignoring the reversal percentages. Yes, a reversal could happen, but if it does, it'll be pretty unpleasant since all the other numbers suggest the trade should go my way. But for now, we can see that the price, unfortunately, is moving in the wrong direction. Although, honestly, it's my own fault here. The booster bot did warn me that there was a 40% chance of a reversal here. Yeah, and unfortunately, I'm closing this trade at a loss. With the next trade for $3,000, I'll cover this loss and come out ahead. The next currency pair is the Australian dollar and Swiss franc. I select it in the booster bot. The trade duration is 1 minute. I get a good buy signal. There's a pretty high chance of a reversal, so I'm skipping this signal. The next currency pair I choose is euro dollar. The trade duration is also 1 minute. I'll enter on the new 5-second candle. I select this currency pair. As I said, the trade duration is 1 minute. I get a pretty decent buy signal. Yeah, I could have waited for better percentages, but I'm fine with these numbers, and I'm ready to take the risk and open my trade. So we have between 60 and 80%. That's good. Low percentages for a reversal, so even if the price moves slowly, it'll still go in the right direction, and the volatility is very low. The only thing that bothers me is the last parameter. But let's watch this trade. And while we're watching this trade, I want to share the results of our guys who have been working with us for a long time and consistently earning with us. Because our team isn't just a trading bot like it used to be, it's now a big company that offers a lot of tools and ready-made solutions for making money in trading. Everything you need can be found in the links in the description and in the pinned comment. So join our community, activate our bot, and start earning with our tools. We're working to make trading more accessible. Not free, unfortunately. There's no such option yet, but if that opportunity comes up, we'll be happy to help all of you. But really, right now, for the guys who need help, who want to earn money here, you can earn here. And you should. We provide all the tools. Just look, another trade, the last one, closes in profit and brings me $2,700. So, I'm leaving all the useful links in the description. You'll find a link to this robot, which will make your life easier on the OTC market, a link to our Telegram channel, and of course, to our support account, where you can reach out with any question, whether it's about strategy or something unclear with the trading robot. Our team will answer and help you set everything up. The useful links are in the description. See you soon.